Welcome back to the Now Morning Show, this being our Friday edition. Now, Rotary is celebrating its 30th charter anniversary with an upcoming fundraiser on Saturday, May 13th. And this morning, the Assistant Governor of the North Cluster, Giselle and head of the fundraising committee at the Rotary Club of Marval, Rozanne Woodruffe Jeffery, joins us to talk more about it. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Giselle, of course, you're no stranger, so I'm coming to you first. Tell us about the Rotary Club of Marval and some of the projects that the club is involved in.
My pleasure, absolutely. So we have a very unique history because the Rotary Club of Marval was chartered back in 1993 as an all-female club, right? So Rotary being Rotary, that soon changed because we're all about inclusion and diversity. And so we were gently encouraged to include men. They came, but the history really celebrates a lot of really independent, professional, successful women, with these wonderful men, of course, as well. Our president is a very cool man. But we've worked within the Marval and Rampanalgas communities for that full 30 years. And, you know, it's really something that we hold dear to as literacy. So a lot of the Marval schools, right, we've worked with the primary schools. And for Rampanalgas, the RC school has been that hub that we've worked within and been able to work with the community as well, building a community core, recently doing a digital learning center for them, which was very exciting and will also be used by the school and the community.
Nice, interesting. And so we have this 30th anniversary fundraiser that's coming up. Tell us about it. I'm coming to you.
Yes. Our fundraiser, Rotary Club of Marval is known for fantastic fundraisers.
Right.
One of our signature was jazz, which did not happen this year because of COVID and the short time span. So we had to think outside of the box to something that, you know, that is exciting and new and different and that people will certainly enjoy. So we decided to have an event called High Tea and Cocktails, Bridgerton style.
Yes, I see you're wearing your pearls. Very nice.
Yes. Very English.
Yes.
Yes, so it's a themed event, so you come dressed up. There's lots of tea, delicious thing. We have wonderful entertainment. We have the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Philharmonic. We have Chantal Estelle performing. So it's going to be a really grand time at the event.
It sounds nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we also have fascinators on sale, not to mention.
Fascinators on sale.
Yes.
You'll have very fancy.
Fancy.
Now, when you raise these funds, because of course Rotary goes into charity and fundraising and that sort of thing. When you raise these funds, is there a particular project that you're identifying to put the money towards?
Yes, it is. This project is mainly towards the women prison, which is Through Her Lens, which is a project where we assist women in the prison with personal care and counseling and so on to get them reintegrated back into society.
Yeah, and why was this one of the pillars or the projects for Rotary Club of Marval? And anybody can take this question.
I could jump in here. As mentioned, we do have that history in terms of where we started, right? So it was with a focus on women. And, you know, it's just something that we feel very near and dear to us because we have a long-standing relationship with the women's prison. Started off actually through one of our past presidents. She's an optician, and she was able through her company to actually do free eye care for the women's prison. That has sort of morphed over the years into us supporting them with their events, cultural events, and also now doing like feminine hygiene products. But we said, what else can we do? You know, we're celebrating 30 years. We want to deepen this relationship. And so we were able to partner with Open Lotus, and they are a group of psychologists. I hope I'm saying that right, because we didn't have psychiatrists and psychologists.
Yes.
They're a group of wonderful people who actually could assist the prisoners in a way that we couldn't, right? So, you know, Rotary is very big on partnerships. So we're very excited. We have a pilot that's happening now in April that we were able to fund, thankfully. But for us to do much more, we need help. Yeah. So hence we're in making sure people can enjoy themselves while helping us.
Now, coming back to the event and the event that's taking place, tell us how we can get tickets, how we can reach out to the club, that sort of thing.
Okay, you can call our hotline at 688-4287 for tickets, as well as you can get tickets at Normandy at
Paper-based
bookstore that at Normandy.
What is the usual response to some of the fundraisers that have been held in the past?
Oh, it has been fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yes, because we
Thankfully.
started off with jazz, which was a smaller event until it grew to one of our signature events. And, you know, it was a sold-out event. We also had the Soup Fest.
Yeah.
And of recently, last year, we had boat rides, one for Carnival some time back and one last year. So our events usually have a very good turnout because we put on a great presentation.
Nice. And of course, that can be promised as well.
Oh,
for this one
definitely, definitely.
But we still have tickets.
Yes.
Yes.
We have a few tickets left,
Yes.
so get it soon before it's all sold out.
Yeah. Giselle, I'm coming back to you. You mentioned earlier those partnerships that the club has with, you know, external parties, I would say.
Yes.
But what about others within the Rotary group? Like, who else have you partnered with for some of these projects or even some of the fundraisers that you have now? Yeah.
Well, the boat cruise that Roxy just mentioned, actually, we did that with two other Rotary clubs, Sangre Grande and St. Augustine West.
Right.
And we can't discount, because when you introduced me as the AG of the North Cluster. And what we pride ourselves at is in Trinidad and Tobago, we have 22 clubs, right? We don't compete, we support. Actually, just this Sunday coming up here, we have a joint fellowship. We're going to cook, we're going to lime, we're going to enjoy ourselves, because that's what the organization is about. Out of that fellowship and camaraderie comes so much positivity and so much capability to have a better impact. So we've worked with many other Rotary clubs. In fact, some of our top sellers for this event are other Rotary clubs.
Yes.
So we're quite excited, and similarly, we support them. There are a lot of events coming up this year because we're all trying to get back into fundraising as best as we can. And so, you know, if you're looking for a really good event for a good cause, go to a Rotary Club event.
That is the best selling point.
Yes.
And I mean, looking back now, I mean, you may not have been with the club for 30 years, but 30 years then to now, what are some of the changes that you're seeing? You mentioned the fact that you're starting to include men, although it started off being an all-woman club. But what are some of the changes you've been seeing or some of the developments within the club?
Yeah, I think we're getting a bit better at taking risk. I think we were always very conservative. But now, in terms of even this event, we're trying something we've never done before, you know? So we've realized that, you know, you do have to go big to get that sort of big result, right? So that is something that I've seen in my short time here. Also, just in terms of that need to do greater impact in the community, we've always, I think, in some ways, we're the best kept secret. You know, we do what we do, but we never really tell our story. So I think we're getting a little bit better, like opportunities like this, to let the public know we're not boasting, but we're sharing because we need their help. And if they don't know about what we're doing, how would they help us? So I think we've recognized that whole public image, public relations thing is very, very important. And while the community service and the impact continues and grows, we must also put some energy into our social media, what we do in terms of, as I said, sharing our story, and hopefully we continue to get better at it.
I like that you mentioned that because I was trying to understand how it also ties into the Rotary International theme of Imagine, right? And how we're imagining and taking bigger risk and that sort of thing. So.
Well, imagine you're in Bridgerton.
With your purse and your tea and you're having great conversation.
You know? But no, certainly. And I think what we've recognized over the years that we have such a fantastic group of people who've been part of our both history and present. And what we celebrate, especially in Rotary Maraval, is a strong membership. Even if they're no longer active members, our honorary members cannot be discounted. In fact, one of them, past President Anna Chinley, she was instrumental in helping us plan this event, you know, helping us with her network and stuff. And so the imagining for us is the exciting part, and of course the implementation is the scary part. But here we are.
Here we are.
Roxanne said yes. But here we are. As head of the fundraising committee, Roxanne, I imagine that you would have a lot to do. Just give us an overview of preparation, how it's coming along.
Oh, it's coming along quite well. You know, as Giselle just mentioned, it entails a lot of networking and using your past and members who still could connect to get us indoors, where we get a lot of sponsorship and stuff. So we have a few sponsors on board, like Hadco. We have AMCO,
right, yes.
and others that soon come along with the sponsorship. And something that we need to mention as well, we made, as she spoke about honorary members, Mrs. Sharon Rowley was made one of our honorary members recently.
Nice. Okay.
So the event is under her patronage. So it's going to be really fancy because, you know, she's a fancy dress lady.
And if that isn't a selling point enough, Rozanne, bring it home for us. Remind us when it's taking place, where it's taking place, what time. And of course, just remind us where we can get tickets for the event.
Okay, it's going to take place on Saturday, the 13th of May from 3 to 7 p.m. at the newly renovated Mille Fleur around the Savannah. And you can get tickets by calling our hotline at 688-4287 and at Normandy.
Nice. Well, ladies, let me thank you so much for joining us this morning. Rozanne, Giselle, all the best with the fundraiser. I love that you're in your pearls and everything, so you're giving us an idea of how we can dress to come down there on May 13th, is it? Yes, Saturday, May 13th?
Yes,
So thank you, ladies, so much again, and all the best with the event.
Thank you very much. See you all there.
And of course, that was head of the fundraising committee at the Rotary Club of Marval, Rozanne Woodruffe Jeffery, and of course, Ms. Giselle Holder, the assistant governor of the North Cluster of the Rotary. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Stay with us.
I don't want no bad vibes come around and mess up my day, but they love to call my name.